Okay, I want to show you how you can be able to add some content to a website. As you can see, this is my website, and I want to be able to put in an article here on why we should be using a CMS system, because this whole website is designed on the Joomla website CMS. So I'm going to go to the administrator, I'm going to log in, and I'm going to go to content here, and we're putting in a news item, and you can see there's already an article why CMS. I've already done this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cheat. I'm going to come into here, I'm going to come into my HTML code, we'll highlight it, right click, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to open up a notepad. This is the Windows notepad. It's available on all Windows systems, and I basically have copied the intro text in here. And then I'm going to come back down here, and I'm going to go to the main text, and I'm going to select all of that. I'm going to copy that, cancel out, go back to my notepad, come down a ways, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now basically I'm kind of cheating because I've already done this information. I didn't want to have to retype everything just to put it back in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new article by clicking new. I'm going to type in YACMS, and we have to assign it to the category, and of course in this case we only have one in here. So I'm going to go back to my HTML and I'm going to open it up. Now because I cheated, I've already got this information in here. I'm basically going to take what content I had before, select it, cut it out, and I'm going to paste it in here and update. And basically what that does is it just means that all the information that I previously typed, I basically have it in the intro text here. And remember, intro text is text that will be displayed on the home page if you click and tell it you want to show on the home page, which you can do right here while you are editing an article. Anything other than the intro text is main text, and that's what you will get if you come up and you see the read more on any article that's published to the home page. If it sees that there's additional content information, it will go ahead and it will go to that article when you click read more and show what is in the main text. So here I'm going to go back to where I saved the information previously, and I'm basically going to come into the source file, I'm going to paste it, and basically we have all the information that's in here. Now as you can see, I'd put a table in here. Table was 1 column wide, 4 rows. And I put 4 rows because I want to put the heading for the original template right here, which basically uses a larger template size, a larger text size, and underline in bold. And I did the same thing for modified template, and then for each one of the images that I put in here. Now the way the images were in here, this is where you go into your image editor and you can select the picture that you want. And I could have just as easily clicked, let's upload an image. I could have browsed, gone to the location on where I had the image originally, and here I stored it underneath my WebRing, images, and website. And if I look, there's the image right there that I modified today, and that was the original. And I could upload that, and here we're overwriting the file, and I'm going to select this file. So basically all it's done is just overwrite the original file. It's the exact same image, but that's as easy as it is to be able to upload an image. Had that been a new image, it would have appeared here and I could have then made the changes. And I always use a default dimension width of 200. Always leave a proportional checked so that it automatically adjusts the height based on what the width is. So on here, since the original width was 800 pixels wide, it was 557 pixels high. By putting in the 200, it automatically adjusted the height to 139 so that the proportions of the image are left the same. Now here I'm just instead of doing insert that we would normally do if we were doing a inserting an image for the first time, I'm just going to do update, and that image is there. Now, one of the things that we have, which is really nice, is the ability that if we click on an image, it gives us nice what we call a light box effect, where it shows the full image. We want to have that ability of doing that with this image here. So what you do is when you're in this image, you will see up here, this is the URL, this is where the location is of that image that was uploaded. Basically what you're going to do is you're just going to click in here, right click and say select all, and then you're going to right click on that area and you're going to say copy. And that's all you need to do. We don't need to save or update anything. We're just grabbing the location on where this image is located on the server. Then we're going to make sure it's selected, because you'll see all these little white square brackets at each of the corners and then the midpoints. That means you have selected the image. We're going to click the insert a link, right click on the URL since we already had something there, and we're just going to paste what we had here for what we had copied from the location of where that image was stored on the server. And here we do have the class set as JCE box. That is the class we use for the light box effect, and we're going to update it. And we've got this same already done here for this image. For the modified image, I've already done it previously. And we could have put the text in here, we could have changed this, we could add on to it if we wanted to, but it's basically what I would have typed anyway originally in here. Now, one of the things that I did here is that when I said this is for swampandcruising.com, I've got a link here, and if we highlight it and look at this link, you can see that if anyone clicks on this, it will go to the swampandcruising.com website, and it will open it in a new window. And basically that's it. Once I have this on here, I've got it set to show on the home page. I click save. Now I can go back to the original one I have, and we're just going to trash it, get rid of it. So now it is showing as the first news item to be selected. I could really move this down if I wanted to, so I would have the presentation of the FRG. If I refresh it, you will see that the FRG article, FRG article should be first. Okay, let's reorder that. Refresh the page. I don't know exactly why that FRG should be showing first, but let's just move the CMS back to the top and refresh it, and you can see it says the why a CMS news article has now been published onto the home page. And remember, this area here is the intro text. If you click the read more button, it now shows the entire article, not only the intro text that we have up here, it also displays the main text that we had in the main text area, which is this part right here. And if we click on this image, because we did select the light box effect, JCE box class, it gives us that nice little look. And as you can see, this was a template, SiteGround number 65, that we used as the basis for this website, and we made some modifications to come up with the vision of the client, and this is what we ended up with. The underlying structure is still pretty much the same as it was with the original SiteGround 65 template. The only thing we did was made changes onto the colors, the width on here. We added in a new banner in here, and we changed how the menu items were being used. In this case, we didn't use text. We actually created individual images for each individual menu item to give it what we wanted. And in fact, if we were to come up in here and click on the Swamp and Cruising website, you will see it comes up, and as you see, we have a little effect that if you hover over each one of the images, it changes to what we call a hover image, which is a different color, slightly larger, and it gives a nice little image to it. That is how you can add a content item to a website with Joomla, and as you can see, it was pretty easy to do, and it was immediate. You made the change and it was right there.